let's move down to daily spend.
Sure.
How much does a typical Amazon advertiser spend per day?
We're looking at $186.13.
Right. This is actually one of our most consistent metrics. We actually list this every single month since the start of 2018, and we'll probably continue this trend into 2019. So some metrics. So here's the really interesting thing. There's 5 million Amazon sellers in the entire world. But I believe there's only 5% of those that actually do over $1 million a year in sales. Mm-hmm. So if you were to line up 100 Amazon sellers, it would be classic sort of 80-20 and then 80-20 of the top 20%. Basically saying 100 Amazon sellers, line them all up. The average one might not be doing, 95% of them will not be doing over $1 million a year in sales. And I think this is interesting. This is a stat that Amazon really likes to brag about, sort of how many individual small businesses are on Amazon. Mm-hmm. So the point there is, like, if you were to look at the amount of clicks per day as the amount of users goes up inside of our database, then it would stand that more users means more smaller users, mm-hmm. Just because the average Amazon seller it's going to skew a little bit smaller. But this metric has actually stayed very consistent since the beginning of the year. We've always been at about anywhere between $150 to $200 a day in ad spend on average.
I just had a kind of cool idea. What we should add into this whenever we go and beef this up in the future is we could go ahead and include the average number of campaigns per user. And by doing that, we could, take the average daily spend, divide by the average number of campaigns, and that would maybe give us a good average budget indicator.
Whoa. We can even do that by ASIN as well. So like how much does an average Amazon seller spend per ASIN per day? Whoa, that's really good.
Yeah, that'd be neat because one of the most common questions we get here at Ad Badger is, what do I start off with when I go to set my budget for my first auto campaign? And when I go to launch my manual campaigns later, what budget do I select for those? What bid? How much should I be spending? So that'd be really valuable.
Yeah, so I think this is where some of these benchmarks help, right? That would be really valuable. So I really like that idea.